Hello everyone. Have you heard about Leonardo da Vinci? Most of us know him for his paintings, notably the Mona Lisa. He was an Italian polymath of the High Renaissance who was acted as a painter, draftsman, engineer, scientist, theorist, sculptor, and architect. So today I wanted to show Leonardo da Vinci 10 facts that might surprise you. Before I did, click the subscribe button for more videos. 1. His name was not really Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo had no surname in the modern sense. His birth name, Leonardo di Sabiro da Vinci, means Leonardo, son of Sabiro from Vinci. To his contemporaries, he was known just as Leonardo or Two Florentine since he lived near Florence. 2. He was an illegitimate child, fortunately. Born in a front house outside the village of Acciano in Tuscany on 50 April 1452. Leonardo was the child of Sabiro, a wealthy Florentine notary, and an unmarried peasant woman named Caterina. The two had three other children with other partners, but Leonardo was the child they had together. His illegitimacy meant he was not expected to follow his father's profession and began notary. Instead, he was free to pursue his own interests and go into the creative arts. 3. He received little formal education. Leonardo was largely self-educated and received no formal education beyond basic reading, writing, and mathematics. His artistic talents were evident from an early age. At age 14, he began an apprenticeship with the noted sculptor and painter Andrea del Verrocchio of Florence. In Verrocchio workshop, he was exposed to theoretical training and a wide range of technical skills. His earliest known work, a pen and in landscape drawing, was sketched in 1473. 4. His pen commissions were never complete. In 1478, Leonardo received his first independent commission to paint an altarpiece for the Chapel of St. Bernard in Florence Palazzo Vecchio. In 1481, he was commissioned to paint the Adoration of the Magi for the monastery San Donato in Florence. However, he was forced to abandon both commissions when he relocated to Milan to work for the Sposa's family. Under the patronage of the Sposas, Leonardo painted the Last Supper in the refectory of the monastery of Santa Maria delle Grazie. Leonardo would spend 70 years in Milan, leaving only after Duke Ludovico Sposa's fall from power in 1499. 5. He was an accomplished musician. Perhaps predictably for an individual who excelled in everything he tried, Leonardo had a gift for music. According to his writings, he believed music to be closely related to the visual arts, as it was similarly dependent upon one of the five senses. According to Giorgio Vasari, a contemporary of Leonardo's, he sang divinely without any preparation. He also played the lyre or the flute, often performing at gatherings of the nobility and at the houses of his patrons. His surviving manuscripts contain some of his original musical compositions, and he invented an organ behind a harpsichord instrument. 6. His biggest project was destroyed. Leonardo's most substantial commission work was for the Duke Ludovico Moro called Caballero or Leonardo's Horse in 1482. The proposed statue of the Duke's father, Francesco Sposa, on horseback was to be more than 25 feet tall. It was intended to be the largest equestrian statue in the world. Leonardo spent nearly 70 years planning the statue, but before it was complete, French forces invaded Milan in 1499. The clay sculpture was used for target practice by the victorious French soldiers, shattering it into pieces. 7. He was a chronic procrastinator. Leonardo was not a prolific painter. Because of his abundance of interest, he would often fail to complete his paintings and projects. Instead, he would spend his time immersed in nature, conducting scientific experiments that study human and animal bodies. He filled his notebook with inventions, observations, and theory. It's thought that a stroke left Leonardo's right hand paralyzed, cutting short his painting career, and leaving works such as the Mona Lisa unfinished. As a result, only 50 paintings have been attributed either in whole or in large part to him. 8. His ideas had little influence during the period. Although he was highly respected as an artist, Leonardo's scientific ideas and inventions gained little traction among his contemporaries. He made no effort to get his notes published, and it was only centuries later that his notebook, often referred to as his manuscripts and codices, were made available to the public. Because they were kept secret, many of his discoveries had little influence on scientific advancement in the Renaissance period. 9. He was charged with sodomy. In 1476, Leonardo and 3 other young men were charged with the crime of sodomy in an incident that involved a well-known male prostitute. It was a serious accusation that could have led to his execution. The charges were dismissed for lack of evidence, but in the aftermath, Leonardo disappeared, only remarching in 1478 to take on a commission at a chapel in Florence. 10. He spent his final years in France. Pope Francis I of France offered him the title of premier painter and engineer and architect to the king. In 1550, Leonardo left Italy for good. It gave him the opportunity to work at leisure while living in a country manor house near the king's residence in Amboise in the Royal Bailey. Leonardo died in 1590 at the age of 67 and was buried in a nearby palace church. The church was nearly obliterated during the French Revolution, making it impossible to identify his actual gravesite.